And recording. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Jadpodcast, the podcast that no one listens to. And today, I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm prepared for today for once.
Episode 2.
Yeah, we're gonna lose track really quickly.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today, huh?
Okay. Who wants to bring up the first topic? I have a few questions, and you can tell your stories. You can whatever. But does anyone want to bring something up first before I get into it?
What happens after people die?
What happens after? What the fuck, Jet? That's how you start off the podcast?
Dude, I've been thinking about this shit like a lot, dude.
Okay.
You scared of your sins, boy?
Oh,
Okay,
I
but
have too many
okay.
sins.
There's something that you have to know that Aaron's religious, so technically, he would say something way different than you and I would say.
Okay, the reason I'm saying this because yesterday I saw a movie called Enter the Void, and then it's just basically saying like life is just a loop that you reincarnated to someone else after you die, basically. It's
Ye-
like crazy.
I know you said loop, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty like it sounded like you said lube.
Lube.
Just an infinite lube.
There's
Infinite lube.
infinite loop.
Okay, I don't know. For me, I just think at some point you have to end off back in someone's body, but you wouldn't like. I know that sounds weird, but even in science, you can like energy can't be destroyed, so it would return to someone's life at some point.
I don't know. Like when your mind is dead, like your body, when your body decays and it dies, like what happens to your mind, like your thoughts? I don't know. It's too big of a question.
I mean, that's why it's probably like when we're tired and loopy type of question, because then we say
Yeah.
stupid shit.
I'm gonna loop you right now. Oh god.
Okay, how about this? We'll come back to this when we're all loopy.
Okay, cool.
I'm always loopy.
Okay, so I have a
My
couple
name
questions.
is Luke.
What do we have on the agenda? Let's
I,
go.
I have a couple questions that I have for Judd Apatow's masterclass, and this is the homework. So, okay,
Oh shit.
you have to tell the story of these. So, we're going to start out with first crush, the story of your first crush.
God damn it. Fuck.
If you want, I'll go first. Mine isn't that interesting because, like, the only one I remember, like, the first one I remember at least, is
Yeah.
I don't even remember her name, but I'm gonna name her Melissa just because that's the first name that came out of my head. But there
Yeah.
was just this girl in my elementary, like I think it was fourth grade? Question mark. Uh, I remember just having a crush on her. She was a really pretty girl, but like it was weird because most people like the girl who like everyone likes the popular girl. This girl like
Yeah.
really didn't have much people like I didn't have competition. That's what I'm trying to say. But it really didn't lead anywhere. It was just me being like a fucking dork.
Yeah.
So mine isn't that interesting. So someone tell me an interesting
Uh, okay, so if we're going to absolutely first crush, this is like what? Fucking elementary school?
one. Yeah.
It's like before first grade. And I was like in China. I was still a little stupid kid. And then I was in this kindergarten place basically. It's just a really really popular girl. And then okay, so Chinese people have different accents, and she's from Taiwan, and she have like a really certain, really cute accent, and then so for some reason all the boys in the class just really likes her, and then because we were so young, so we really don't understand the concept like liking someone. We just we just kind of follow our instincts and just want to be close to her, and then we have buses, and I'll always sit next to her. And whenever I get off the bus and she'll leave, I'll chase the bus for at least another 100 meters.
What is that gonna achieve?
I see a young Jed just running after a crappy bus. He's like,
Exactly.
no,
It's like,
don't
it's just a
leave.
school
I like
bus.
the way you talk.
Dude, and then I'm just keep running, and then she's like on the window, like waving at me. It's like, oh, goodbye, and they're like, no, don't leave.
Okay, so quick side note, but like the reason I have these questions is because you're supposed to ask these questions to have like and then write them down, but I'm recording them, so I don't need to write them down. But like to write them down so you could ever write in a funny scenario in a story. So now you know, Jet, if you ever see that in a
God
script,
fucking damn it.
it'd probably be a while before I use it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just so weird because I was so young, you know.
I know, I get it. How about you, Aaron? Do you have anything to say about your first crush?
So it was in third grade, and like she was like it's not that she wasn't attractive. She was just like on the heavier side. I don't know why I liked her, but like I just know I just did, and it's like uninteresting, I guess. Just, I
Okay.
liked her. I just tried to be around her, but eh.
Uh, okay. I have a couple more questions, but I'm gonna kind of extend. How about embarrassing yourself in front of your crush?
Oh god damn. Oh no.
See,
Oh
if
my
I'm being honest,
fucking God.
if I'm being honest, in the moment, I never realize it's embarrassing. So I've embarrassed myself in front of crushes so many times, but I don't realize it until like a year later, and I'm like, oh my god, that was fucking stupid.
I wanna kill myself. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Someone else go.
Okay, I mean, I'm going to go first just to ease the mood so people feel more comfortable. But what was okay? Okay, the first one that comes into my head, like right off the bat, is me being a feisty little kid. I I was like I told a girl like I like you blah blah blah, and then we were young so she didn't understand like how to respond to it, and so I don't know why but I took that as like I needed to prove myself. So a kid was bugging her once, and then I went on and like fully beat him up,
What the fuck?
and it was her brother.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. What the fuck? You beat up your cousin.
I didn't know that.
Screwed up. Oh my god.
It's one of those where it's like, oh, this
Dude, you
guy's
gotta chill.
bullying her. I'm gonna go beat him up. Oh wait, that's her brother.
This is some anime shit right here. Oh my god, you gotta chill, dude. Oh my god.
Okay, you have to keep in mind as a kid I had no chill.
Thank God I don't have a sister.
How does wait? What does having a sister having to do with Dennis beating the?
No,
the
what
hell out of
if
someone?
okay, what if like he somehow had a crush on my sister and then I just talked to my sister and Dennis just beat me the fuck up.
Okay, first off, I don't know you when I was single, at least for long. But what's it called?
You know my life would be really different if I had a sister.
Okay, but not only that, but I've chilled out a lot since last time.
Joe would
that's-
never have a sister because he's from China. They don't believe in females in China.
The law doesn't exist for females.
Okay, anyone want to share theirs? I think mine is pretty embarrassing.
Oh god. Okay, who wanna go? Me or Aaron?
All right, so there's one school and I went up to her to go ask for her phone number, and like I was gonna do it like as quick as possible, make sure like nobody saw, and of course like this idiot that was sitting like behind her, and just like totally put me on the spot, and just like I just turn around and go back to my seat and just die.
I can imagine just like, can I have your no? And then you just turn around slowly.
I'm just like there, and I was in the middle doing it, and just turn around, just go back. It's an orchestra, and just I wanted to die.
Yeah, life sucks.
Go Jet.
Okay, when is this? Like fifth or sixth grade? I was like really, really shy, and I liked this girl. Of course, I liked this girl. And then, so one
Because if we
day,
know the girls, of course I like this girl.
like, no, it's just because we're talking about crush, and it's like, okay, of course I have to like a girl for the story to continue. Yeah, so I like this girl, right? And then one day during class, I'm just talking to her, and then this fucking asshole just come to me and say, "Hey, do you know Jet likes you?" Oh, I wanted that. I literally go underneath my table to pretend I'm picking something up.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think I take the
No,
cake on
it
that
was
one.
so bad at the moment, and she was like, "Yeah, I know." It was even worse. It was even worse. I was like, what, fifth grade? I don't know anything, and then I'm just a stupid kid, and then just like, oh, I like you, but I never told anyone, right?
Yeah.
And then he just this fucking asshole just come here like, hey, just spoiling all my secrets. Like, what the fuck, dude?
That's
Come
not
on.
too bad. I feel like that's happened to everyone.
Oh, it was to me it was devastating.
Okay,
I
maybe
wanted
at
to
the
kill
time, but
myself.
like even then, you didn't beat up her brother.
I would have at that moment I want to beat someone up. Okay, I want to beat someone. Oh, it
Okay,
was so bad.
I'm gonna try to go with the lighthearted ones and then ease into the more sadder ones. Well, I don't know if they count as sad, but more like heavy, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the most challenging moment in your life, like, so far?
Challenging moments. Uh, someone else go. I can't think of anything.
Okay. I have a few of these, but most challenging moment. Okay, the most recent is just I don't know if this is really a moment, but like this is just the first thing that pops into my head. And it's just recently like having a million things to do with a million different people and a million different expectations. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think you both know that I've been working with Paul, blah blah blah, this and that. I've been I've been not just doing that, but studying and going hard at that studying, and then having the expectations of my mother and having the expectations of my siblings, blah blah. I mean, my siblings are more manageable because they don't believe in me, but that's a whole. But um, I don't know. It's just like many things are taking my thoughts, and I'm an energetic person, but like lately I'm not because when you think it takes so much fucking energy and you don't realize how much energy it takes. Like when I'm nonstop thinking. I come home and I'm tired and I like literally did nothing physical sometimes.
Yeah, I understand.
If I had to choose a specific moment, most challenging moment.
Yeah. To me, I don't have like a specific moment. It just I think I'm in a situation that is most challenging for myself at least. Like they always say your biggest enemy is yourself sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And then I often find myself in that position because I'm I just can never satisfy myself. Like everything I do, I look at it as like, oh, this is dog shit. And I just can never really be happy about it. So I'm kind of like really, really in a really sad place right now because I can never find something that makes me happy.
Oh, I understand that one too
Yeah,
much. Okay.
yeah.
Here, I have something to point out. I guess I don't know if this counts as challenging, but it's more of like heartbreaking because okay, it was. I think I've told both of you this story already, but it was at work, and there's multiple little situations, but it's just hearing a 9-year-old wants to kill themselves, like that that was hard for me to deal with, just the concept of that. Like, I think you guys know that I'm like very cheery and usually like optimistic when it comes to most things. Like, I'm not very pessimistic when it comes to most things. But that day, like I couldn't like that was just the only thing on my mind. And then even after I talked to her and I talked her out of, you know, wanting to die, uh, it was just a thing that like really took me out. And I mean that's not the only thing, because like in work, you sit down and you realize these kids have more of a life than you think. Like, you know, there was this. I'm not gonna say her actual name. I'm gonna call her Angela. Um, there was this girl, Angela, and she. I remember having a talk with her and how like, you know, things were just bad at home, like bad at home, and her like. And she was one of the kids who wrote me a letter because of how I treated her, and I always made sure to tell her the truth, which her parents always lied to her, and she always knew that they were lying to her. So it's just stuff like that. I guess that was pretty challenging to just deal with, to understand that, you know, these
Yeah.
kids are going through such a rough time.
Emotional challenging. Well, it got dark.
My turn. So
Anyways, you were saying.
we're talking about emotional stuff.
It doesn't have to be
It,
emotional, just challenging. It can be challenging in any sense.
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go with emotional because you went on emotional, and so for me, the most difficult thing was probably my last, I guess, quote unquote relationship, even though nothing ever actually came of it.
Oh, I know what you're going into.
I don't know.
Are you gonna go deeper into it, or great talk?
All right, so basically, ah, my sister trying to have a serious conversation. I was in the background just, ah,
Get it out of the room.
I can't. It's the living room. It's
Yeah,
like,
he has his computer in his living room. Don't you remember?
Oh shit, I forgot. Oh my god.
It would be even worse if I didn't have push to talk.
Oh my god. Okay, what you were saying?
So basically, there were two girls that there was the first one that I liked, which now that I look back on it, I have like no actual reason to like her because
Are you gonna give them
if
dumb
I
names,
actually
like fake names?
girl
Wait, do
one
we-
and girl
we-
two.
Now, do we know them?
You know them.
Yeah, you know them.
I know them.
Yeah, but
okay,
like
do we-
this is going online, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, like just tell me when. Wait. Okay, text me when did this happen?
You can throw it in general, because I'm not gonna show general ever on the podcast. I'm gonna keep podcast stuff into. That's the only thing that's ever gonna be shown on screen.
Yeah.
So it was last year, I think. No, it was 2 years ago, and I started liking girl number one for no reason. And then it just kept on going. Didn't have the balls to go talk to her for like the entire year. And then
Yeah, and then
it
I
kept on
remember
going.
like doing a lot of stuff for you to try to get to talk to her. That was a thing.
That was a thing. That was a bad thing. Just for that one time, I needed you to push me to comment on her painting, and she's like, "Aaron, what do you think?" He's like, "I'm like, oh fuck, I have to say something." And I'm like, "It good." And then 11th grade, I'm like, you know what? it's time to grow a pair. I grew a pair. I went and talked to her, became friends with her, yada yada yada. Even joined a stupid club to spend more time with her. That's how it be when you're in the chase for les femelles.
Yeah,
So,
understandable. Yeah.
but then there at the club is where I met female number two. Which she was like a really nice person at the time, and like she just like instantly broke down my wall. Like usually, like, I'm more self-reserved, only like
Yeah,
getting
it,
out of
it,
my
it
shell
took me
when
a couple months, and that's even fast, and it took her like a week.
yeah, like it, I got my shell to protect myself from like everyone else. But it's like, yo, she's like, fuck that shell. And like 1 week, 2 weeks, like, yo, she like knew like almost my entire life. Like, bruh, I was like, how did we get to this place? But then after I think Valentine's Day, I stopped liking girl number one because I realized like she isn't gonna have those feelings for me, and I also like critic analyze her as a person, and it's like, you know, if a relationship were to form, it wouldn't be not that it wouldn't be a good relationship. It's just like,
There'd be no substance.
yeah, like not to say that I'm like a much better person than she is, but
No,
like,
no, I get it. Like, you're two
It's
different
just
people.
there's no chemistry.
yeah, and like I looked at like the stuff that like we both bring to the table, and it's like, yeah, like, there's nothing that like really like overlaps. And so like I gave up on her, but then like later on I realized like, oh crap, like not through me observing it, of course, like like half of like the male, or like no, I think it's like 90% of the male population. Just like I'm a brick. I just don't realize shit. So then I realized, oh crap, girl number two, like I'm like, oh crap, that could have actually like been something. So then uh I went out of my way to go to hang out with girl number two to like she had a job at that time, so I would go out of my way to see her at her job, buy as many freaking snow cones as I could. Jesus Christ. I would like because I have like 20 buy one get one free
Oh my
from that
god.
place.
They were good though. Like I had one. They were really good.
Yeah.
They were good. But
I
then like
I still have no idea who you're talking about.
I just kept on going, and like it like still went on going through the summer, and like I tried to take it to like, so it's like actually like official like kind of relationship, but she kept on saying no because like
She
I get
wasn't
like,
ready.
yeah, she apparently wasn't ready, that she's gonna wait till college. And it's like, okay, I guess I can respect that. I got angry because it's like, I put so much time, and like she even liked me, so it's like, why wait? It's like, I'm senior this year, she's a junior, and like we like enjoy most of the time that we have left, because the likeliness of it like going on through long distance isn't very high. But I'd still work towards it. But she didn't have a good first relationship, or first good long distance relationship, so she didn't uh like the idea of that. So that didn't happen. I still kept on trying until when was it, like I think October,
Yeah, not that long
and
ago.
not that long ago. And so like I got angry at her. She and I said, I'm like, it's over, right? Like me going out of my way, doing like treating you special, blah, blah. She got angry because I said that. I was like, okay, I guess I'm the bad one here, but whatever. Try to smooth it out, and then it's like, what when like she just came up to lunch with, bruh, like really, you gonna do me like that?
Oh, I remember that. I was so mad. I
Okay,
was.
okay. Finally, I was like, if Jet, you don't realize who this is, I'm gonna smack you.
I know like a few minutes ago. No, at that moment, oh dude, I was really mad. I was mad at her.
Oh, I'm
Like I
still
was really
pissed.
mad. Yeah.
All that time and effort I put into not even giving me a chance, and then just letting some other dude sweep you off your feet when you know exactly the type of person I am. Bruh.
Dude, after you left, there's something else happened that even pisses me off even more. So like, that that day when that happened, it just killed my mood. I was like really pissed. I was so fucking pissed. I was ready to punch through a wall, you know.
I don't understand why, since I'm the one that got hurt, and you're just like,
It was
ooh,
Dude,
because
okay.
Jet understands.
Yeah, I totally understand like what is going on because I've been through shit like that. It's devastating. Like no one will ever want been through that. You know, like it's terrible. And then when something that happens right in front of my eyes, 10 meters in, it's like what the fuck? Like this is not okay. You know. And then even then, someone spilled oil on this fire and makes this even worse and even make me even madder. So you know, it just pisses me off so much.
I'm just gonna state what this person said, and this person said, why doesn't he just get over her?
Yeah, like this person doesn't even really care, and I'm just like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about right here. Like you definitely don't know what is he going through. This is some hard shit, and you're just saying like, oh, ignore all these emotions, ignore all these feelings, and just get over her. Like no, like that is something impossible. You know, like that is some bullshit. Yeah, I was
Anyways,
really mad.
jumping out of the deep topic for a second. I thought of something while Aaron was talking of the hardest moment for physical, like pushing my body to its limit type of thing. Um, I decided to do this like specific exercise, and this exercise had like a whole routine. It had like I think it was like 2 years worth of exercises, like different exercises to do.
Yeah.
It is fucking hard. Have you ever tried to do a Hindu push-up? Don't.
No.
Don't. Okay?
Hindu push up.
I had to do 100 of them, and when I was at 25, I was dying. They're
Oh god.
really hard, and it hurts everything on your upper body when you try to do them. Oh my god. I genuinely like you to kind of preface how intense that was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was probably a little bit stupid because I probably should have worked myself up a little bit more. Like I did work up, but not enough to say that I was able to do this perfectly. But I pushed myself a little too hard that I had to take go to the doctors, and the doctor was like, okay, stop.
Oh. Okay. Speaking of like body and physical and shit, remember in Miss Mazzoni's class that I go like donate blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost died.
Oh yeah, he told me.
I almost fucking
wait,
died.
what?
Okay, I didn't almost die, but I basically passed out. So, I want to donate blood, right? And after I donate blood, I'm supposed to like take a rest, take a break for 15 minutes, eat some chocolate bar, get some energy bar, whatever. And then I didn't because it was on a Friday, I think, and I was supposed to be at a Q Club event during lunch, and then I was already late because the blood donating and stuff. And then when I was done, I was like, I think I'm fine. I'll be fine. So I just ran straight out of the building, go to the Q Club event. I thought I was fine, but after like a few minutes, I just totally collapsed. Like my eyes were completely blind. I can't see anything, even though my eyes is opening. And then later on, just flowers and all these trippy stuff going on. I just see. I feel like I was looking into another dimension. And then I can't talk. My entire body just collapsed. I can't even stand up. they have to carry me to the nurse. Basically, it was so embarrassing that I was in front of like everyone. You know, I can't even walk, so these two big dudes just carry me on their shoulder and just put me into the nursing room. Yeah,
What
it
did
was
you
great.
do?
Like I should have taken a rest. I should have taken a break. You know.
What he really missed is he should have ate something or at least like
Yeah.
snacked on something.
You know. Yeah.
But his body
Like
was like, I can't handle this. Oh,
Did you not eat the Oreos?
no. I just
Bruh,
I
free
stand up.
Oreos. Why are you gonna say no to free Oreos?
I was in a
Free
hurry.
Oreo.
I was in a hurry.
Could have taken them to keep free Oreo.
I was like,
Oreos.
I was like, I'm gonna eat a burrito and I'll be fine. Oh yeah, that it is a Friday because they were selling burritos.
um, here I have another hard moment. Hard moment. This is also emotional, but hard moment. So my family was over, and they were having fun. Blah blah. It was just my niece and nephew, my eldest niece and my only nephew. Um, and so we were just kind of hanging out, having fun, playing games. You know, we were laughing, messing around. But then I walk into the kitchen, and my mother tells me some news about their dog. Their dog was put down. I couldn't bring myself to tell them. I couldn't. I just
Wait,
they were having fun, and I just couldn't say anything.
what do you mean by put down?
Because she had like leukemia or something. She had
Oh,
cancer, so like when they put a dog down, it means like they're gonna inject her and she's gonna die.
oh, that sucks.
So yeah, that was a hard moment. I'm just throwing out hard moments that I remember, like, when you guys are talking. Um, I'll change the subject.
So dark. Yeah.
Okay, so I know Jet has one, and I'm gonna use Jet as an example because he told me this story. But the premise is saying something stupid that you didn't know until later. So Jet
Fuck you! Oh my god.
Jet told me the story that he asked this girl if she was lesbian.
No, okay, the full story.
Okay,
Shit.
I was gonna tell the full story, but he was talking to this girl, blah blah blah. And what was the word you mixed it up? What was the
I
two?
thought I was going to ask like, are you Latino?
Oh, okay. So he mixed up Latino and lesbian, and so he asked this girl, and he didn't know this because he's his second language is English. So, okay, I give him a pass. But like,
Okay, it was eighth grade too. Like my English was like garbage.
Your English is so garbage.
It was even worse back then. Okay,
anyways,
don't judge me.
so his story is like, he kept asking this girl, "Are you lesbian?" And she kept looking at him like, "What?" And she got really mad at him. And then he didn't understand why, and he kept asking the same question, and he wouldn't let it go. And this girl was probably thinking like, "Okay, motherfucker, stop asking me." But what's it called? He didn't find what lesbian meant until like years later, and it was like, "Oh shit." So that type of moment, like you don't realize you said something stupid until later.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Aaron, do you have something?
She was cute too.
At the moment that I can think of right now, no. But I'm pretty sure I say something stupid like every single day and not realize. Half of our conversations are just like stupid.
What's it called? Okay, I have one of not me, but I remember having this conversation with a bunch of people, like neighborhood friends, when I still had neighborhood friends around here. Uh, I remember, and this is not gonna make sense to most people because a lot of these are Spanish words, but what's it called? There was this girl, and I'm gonna name her. I can't think of girl names right now. Gabby.
Maria.
Gabby.
Antonio.
Gabby was telling us like, when I was a kid, I didn't understand what Acapulco was because she thought it meant octopus. So every time when someone was like, "Let's go to Acapulco," I'm saying that wrong right now. I know I'm saying it wrong, but like my brain isn't working. Uh, she was like, "Why does people want to go to octopus?"
It makes no sense to me.
Acapulco
Yeah,
is a beach.
yeah, but
Ooh,
you got to remember she was like 8 when apparently when she thought this.
damn. Good for her, you know.
Acapulco sounds similar to octopus in Spanish.
She just didn't know that there was a difference between them. Like she just was like, okay, it's a fucking octopus.
Yeah, it's like lesbian and Latino. There's no difference.
Yours could have got you like seriously like hurt.
Oh, she was mad, and she got transferred too. She left the school. I don't know. Is it because of me or something? I don't know.
I can't think of one off the top of my head either. Mostly because when I say stupid things that I don't realize until later, I like try to throw it in the void of my head to never remember.
Yeah,
So I guess there's not really
and,
much for that one.
and that is the only example I have.
Okay, what was the first time you lost something important?
Uh,
It doesn't even have to be yours. It can be important to someone else.
uh,
I don't think this counts
God.
as losing, but one
Uh,
time my mother gave me her card, her debit card to pay for something, and then I forgot to give it back to her and I left it on my bed. And my dog being my dog, he like looked at it and was like plastic and like just started biting the crap out of it and destroyed it.
Your dog is a great dog, by the way.
He
Oh,
doesn't he
mate.
doesn't do that anymore unless you give him plastic, like if you go out of your way to give him something just so he could break it apart.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but this was when he was like a puppers, so like it made sense.
Okay. I don't want to go down to the emotional route again, so this is kind of a meme one. But every time I fucking lose my homework in China, it was like a devastating moment, okay? It was horrible. It was like scary. Like especially when I was in boarding school. Fuck. Like you have to
The
go to school.
it was the oh no, I'm gonna lose my 100%.
No, it's like okay. Boarding school in China, that you have to go to school at night during Sunday, so you can sleep there and then start your school day in Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Thursday, blah, 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 Friday, right? So during the weekend, they would give you a shit ton of homework, and then it's like stupid hard for a sixth grader. It was annoying as fuck. I hated it. It was one of my most miserable times of my life. And then some weeks I would just forget to do my homework, and then the teacher would be like, "You piece of shit! You are a hopeless human being that you're never gonna do anything. Fuck off and stand outside in the hallway for the
What
rest of the day."
what do I
It was
imagine?
like
She just grabs like a
horrible.
bamboo stick and just starts beating the living hell out
Hell
of you.
yes! She had a stick! She had a fucking stick! And then she poked me and she hit me and it was like, oh, it was like hell. It was horrible. It was scary. Like, oh, kids, now it's time to turn your homework. Open to page 134. And I opened to page 134 and it was blank. And my heart just stopped. Because I know the hell is coming. She is going to beat the shit out of me. It is going to be horrible.
Like, well, there goes my ass.
Yes, there goes my ad. It is like devastating. It was so terrifying. She was terrifying. I hate her. What a cunt.
How about
Yeah.
you, Aaron?
Embarrassing moments.
No, no, no. I said, you losing something important. It doesn't even have to be important to you, but something important to someone else. It could be yours or someone else.
I mean, it's not important, but like every single day, I'll like lose something. Like I'll like put my phone down, and then like I'll come back to it. I'm like, oh wait, where did I leave it? And then spent like 10 minutes looking for it, and it's
Oh,
just like right there on my bed. And I'm like, okay.
yeah.
Oh, you
That's
okay?
It's like
cool.
my, or it's like my even worse. It's like I lose my wallet, and it's like in the morning, so it's like crap. I can't leave to school without my wallet, and I'm gonna be late because I always leave like 5 minutes before the bell rings.
Okay, I have one. I lost my 3DS,
Oof.
and now to make it worse, I was playing Sun and Moon, Pokemon Sun. I think I had Sun if I remember correctly. I had Pokemon Sun, and I was like 2 away from completing the Pokédex,
Oh.
and I lost
Damn.
it. I was
Wait,
so
wait, so you
sad.
never got it back?
Nope, it's gone.
Oh my god. That is like
It's sad.
that is like the gamer's dream. It's like you find diamonds in Minecraft and then you fall into lava.
I like how that's how you describe it.
Yeah, that's the gamer sad. That's the sad that only gamers understand.
No, it's you find the diamonds and you're on your way home, but then out of your home, like or it might be your fault, but it might not be your fault. You just fall in lava or you just die.
Yeah, so sad.
Sword and shield. Ah,
Ooh,
You
I
know,
seen that trailer.
these questions are pretty good because they've driven us up to 41 minutes. So,
Okay, wait. Let's go off the question for a sec. Let's talk about Sword and Shield.
okay, I'm conflicted,
Okay,
honestly. If I'm being honest, like
really?
I'm excited, but like I'm still conflicted.
Like the biggest Pokemon fan here, and you're conflicted. I thought it looks pretty cool. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know because I guess they like first off, it looks like they're not doing the legendary thing, which is fine. But it's the starters. The starters kind of bug me. That's the one thing. Like they're slowly starting to grow on me. But to be fair, like even Sun and Moons, which is one of my favorite Pokemon games,
Yeah.
Sun and Moon starters were ass too.
Ah.
Like every other Pokemon I really enjoyed, but the starters, I just don't like the starters.
I thought the bunny one looks pretty cool. If I'm gonna play that game, I'm definitely gonna pick the bunny.
I don't know. I'm just
I'm just imagining the evolution because you can make some really cool designs with a rabbit, especially in Pokemon.
I'm
They
just
can make it look really badass.
I'm just
That's my
hoping
thought.
the final evolution looks cool because or for one not even cool but just good because I really just don't like their designs. Like for me as a big Pokemon fan, they look like they're fan made Pokemon. Like they don't look like they're made from Pokemon or Game Freak. It looks like someone from the internet drew them and was like, "Oh, these are the quote unquote leaks for Pokemon," which happens all the time.
Yeah. I'll agree with the water type. I think the little fish or frog, whatever it is, I think that looked like ass. I thought it looks terrible.
Have you seen Aaron Sun not Sun Sword and Shield?
I have, but like I didn't really pay attention to it because like I'm not that much into. Like, don't get me wrong, like I'll like I'll play Pokemon, but it's like I'm
No,
not
it's
as
fair.
big of a fan. You are. You've
Yeah.
seen some of the memes.
Seen way too many memes.
I just like the rabbit one. That is the one that makes it interesting for me.
For me, it's the
Instead
final
of
evolutions. Like
they
I
changed they changed the S in sword to N. So instead of sword, it's N word.
uh, yeah, I think it will look cool. What's it called? Like in um, what's the Pokemon? It's like a lizard. It's like in second evolution, second generation. Like that final evolution looks pretty cool.
yeah, but like okay, again, big Pokemon fan. From all the generations, I've every generation like I can see the starter and like one of them and like all their designs. Like I'll like one more than the other ones. but I like all their designs. And then when they evolve, I like their designs, and then I like their final evolutions designs. With Pokemon Sun and Moon, I liked the first evolution, like before they evolved design.
Oh, I can't even remember the Sun and Moon starter look like. I'm gonna search it up.
Yeah, because they're that unmemorable. But the second evolution and third evolution, hated them.
Oh, it looks bad. It looks really bad. The Sun and Moon, a bird and a cat and a seal.
Yeah, and then the final evolutions aren't any better, honestly.
Yeah, it looks really uninspired. Yeah, it looks really. I'll be real, it looks pretty bad.
I get that same vibe from
Sword and
the Sun and Shield starters. Like I feel like they're not there, and I'm not gonna be excited for their evolutions. You know what? The first thing I'm doing, getting that Pokemon, catching another one, and putting the starter in the PC.
The only one I like is the rabbit one. That's it, honestly.
Pokemon Sword and Shield announced H's / am I a joke to you?
But I don't know. Like I agree that I like the rabbit one a little bit more, but even then it's like I don't in general like they're pretty low for me in the scale. Like from 1 to 10,
Really-
from 1 to 10, like 10 being like, "Oh, these are amazing," from 1 being like, "These are shit." I all of them feel like a 3, and then the bunny feels like a 3.5.
Damn.
3.5, not even a 4.
No, it's not deserving of a fucking 4.
Well, I mean, all the starters, like the first evolution, they all have really simplistic designs. But the Sun and Moon just straight up look terrible.
Look at his freaking hands. The little like I get like tadpole whatever. He's got stubs. He's got dual stubs.
I just hope the evolution looks cool because I've seen many stuff that makes like rabbit looks freaking awesome. Oh, now I know why I think rabbit might look cool. Remember in Hero Aka, in
Yeah.
the manga, like the girl with
Wait,
the
wait,
rabbit
wait,
powers?
wait. Aaron hasn't read the manga, so make sure they're not spoilers.
Oh no, it's not spoiled. Like remember that character?
Oh, yeah. That.
Yeah, I
yeah.
think she looks badass. You know, like like the Pokemon might look something like that. If it's like that, that would be awesome.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Like I know that there's gonna be amazing designs for other Pokemon, but like the starters,
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it.
How do you think about the graphics in the game?
They look pretty good,
It
but
looks like
like
they're doing the same thing with like Pikachu and Eve. Like you make you walk around the
Let's
map
Go and Eevee. I mean that makes sense. That's been all the games lately.
Yeah, that's the first one, right? That's the only one they did that.
What do you mean?
Like you can control a character and bump into certain types of Pokemon and stuff.
No, they started that with Pokemon X and Y, the sixth generation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I
They
have no
started
idea.
with the sixth generation when they transferred to 3D. You were allowed to do that, and then they did it for Omega. What is it? Fuck. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Then they did that again for Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Maybe I'll play this. Like if it's not expensive,
I'm gonna play it regardless.
yeah. I mean, I understand you're gonna buy it anyway, but to me, it's like, oh, if it's like $50,
I'm completing that Pokédex. I didn't get to do it on the 3DS. I have to do it.
on Switch.
Watch it be 60. Full 60. Man, I liked it better when Nintendo was like, still like their games would be $40.
I mean, okay, like I'm gonna go on a side tangent. I mean, you can complain about $40 or blah blah, but honestly, every game out there, even if it's not good, is worth $120 because the amount of back-breaking work that goes into those games, even if they're not good, is ridiculous. Like the price increases in games have stayed at 60 for like decades now. And that's honestly ridiculous because you have these game developers who get $60, from everyone, and that's not enough, honestly. And that's why we have stuff like DLC nowadays because $60 isn't enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I would rather prefer pay the $120 for my game and not have to deal with DLC.
I would just not buy the DLC.
Yeah, but that also leads into the stuff like it's not just DLC, but like loot boxes and stuff like that.
To me, if I just don't care enough, I will just not pay for it. Like there are so many games I just don't give a damn.
Yeah, I know, but like we hear people complaining like, oh, all games are becoming loot boxes, blah blah, blah, this and that. It's like you can't really complain that the industry is at a point where they're trying to keep the price of games at $60, but it's kind of unsustainable. Like,
I don't know. I'm not a big gamer anyway.
I mean, I'm not either. I just know what's going on in the industry.
And okay, so there's something I love and hate about Nintendo, or just Japanese industry in general. Like they make damn fucking good music, like in all their games. Like
Oh yeah.
it's so good. Like all their music is just amazing. Like the Pokemon music in the game, like the main theme. Like everyone can just think about dun 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 dun. Like all this music is just so memorable, but they don't let people use it. It's so annoying.
And
They copyright everything.
I mean that's more of a thing with copyright law in general.
Like they don't understand fair use. Like oh god. And especially now the Article 13 is happening, is even make it even worse.
Oof, if Article 13 happens, there's no more YouTube.
Dude, it's happening in Europe. It's not going to bother American
No,
creators.
that's where you're wrong.
No, yeah.
Is it? Like it's going to
Because
do something
okay,
to
you
everyone?
have to think about that your content is available to the whole world. So it's if you have two
No, no.
different
I'm saying it's definitely going to impact like people in America, but it's going to hit people in Europe like the
no,
hardest. Like,
mm-mm, it's not how it
cause
works,
like
Jet.
they're
Gonna
literally
hit.
going to lose their job. Like they can't make any more videos anymore.
Jet, listen. If Article 13 happens, the road just decides to go with the most strictest rules because then it's easier for everyone to understand what rules they're going with. Because if you have more someone with really liberal rules and someone with really strict rules, then when someone copyrights you from the liberal side, not the liberal, the hardcore side to the liberal side, it becomes this whole issue. So to make it easy, everyone just adopts the 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 most strictest rules.
When that happens, I'm just gonna kill myself. It's terrible. I like whoever make the law just doesn't understand internet. You know, it's probably some old white dude.
I mean, those are the people that make the laws just about everywhere. So
Yeah. No, it's just stupid. Like they clearly don't understand how the internet works. It's basically free advertisement. When a big streamer is playing your game, like people's gonna be like, "Oh, that game looks fun. I'm gonna buy it too because I want to have the same experience." People making videos on a movie like, "Oh, this movie is so bad. Oh, it's so bad. I want to see how bad it is." Like I have those kind of mindsets. Just the more publicity, like it's going to be better for the industry, and they just killed it.
I mean, I think it's a bigger misunderstanding of copyright law because
Yeah, they clearly don't know what is going on. It's just stupid.
and copyright that's a whole other issue. Like copyright law, I've tried to learn it. I don't understand Shiza. Okay, it's complete fucking idiocy of how copyright law works.
It's basically the debate between copyright and fair use most of the time. Because there's a lot of music or like videos, movies that are copyrighted, but people, especially like movie reviews, they use clips of the movie and then to like review the movies, right? But the problem with fair use is if you add more content or your own work into the media, it follows through fair use. But a lot of people just don't understand that and they just abuse the copyright system on YouTube. So
I
they
mean,
just
it's not just
copyright
YouTube.
strike, copyright strike.
The thing is, like, I mean, I haven't just looked at YouTube. I mean, I've looked at the laws themselves.
Yeah, I know. Like
And it's
that is like
even
a
if you look at the laws themselves, they're just as confusing as the whole like abusing of the copyright system in YouTube. They're hella confusing because there's this common thing that people say like, oh, you can use 10 seconds of a music clip. That's not true. There's actually no rule. Um,
I
you
think music is one of the gray areas
No,
where you
even
can't really
even
do anything.
even if you talk about movies or games, you could technically any company can sue you for even using like 10 seconds of their game. I mean,
Yeah,
Nintendo used to do that.
that is why they're stupid, which I really don't like.
I mean, Nintendo has laid off like copywriting people.
It's like the dumbest shit ever. It's free publicity and you're just giving it away.
Do you have anything to say, Aaron?
I mean, nothing else has already been said. I mean, you probably like, or you said everything that I would say. That it's like it's gonna follow the strictest rules. So basically, whatever the rules are in Europe, will be the rules here. So that way, YouTube doesn't have to like make like two different worlds of YouTube. And I feel like that'd be too much work for them. And they wouldn't like go out of their way to do that. So just follow what Europe said, and it's like, oh, okay, we can't do anything about it here.
Yeah. Okay, the reason why I mentioned YouTube, like the copyright strike system, like it's because like that is the easiest example. Like there's so many people just got randomly copyright struck by company, like by the same company. They are clearly making money off of this. Just to like randomly copyright strike you, and then they just collect all the money.
But that's
It's
the problem with that is more of abuse than copyright law itself. Because even if
yeah,
you bring up Article 13, that even without Article 13 existing, that's just abusing the system. And honestly, I don't blame YouTube for not being able to do anything. Because like, what do you do? How
yeah,
can you?
no, there's a lot of things can do. You can make like because they can just claim it for no reason. Maybe you have to send a request to claim this video,
Yeah,
not
but
like
you
just
you have
oh
to think of the man hours and the people they have to hire. Like, okay, you're thinking about it as the, audience. You have to there's two sides to each story and you have to think about it in a business point. Like, you can't just sit here and say, "Oh, they're doing this." You
well
know,
the problem is like sometimes like one video is not just a video. It's probably someone's livelihood. Like they all their income is from YouTube and all their videos are copyright struck. So like they have no income.
I
They're
mean,
just gonna be homeless.
quick side note to what you said, they only have one income. If you only have one income and you're doing pretty good for yourself, you're an idiot. Just throwing that
like
out there.
like there are some people like who knows? Maybe they have two jobs. Like
No, okay,
it's
but
gonna
like
be like a struggle for someone. It's gonna be terrible.
it's a thing where it's been people say this and have said this a million times, but like you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You don't, if you can gain money in a different way, you do. That's why stuff like Patreon exists. That's why You
No, it's
know,
just the problem
you
is
can
like
sell merchandise, blah blah blah.
the problem is just like YouTube have to do something about it.
It's
Or
hard
else
for
like
you, like if you think of it on YouTube's aspect, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they can't do anything. I'm just saying it's hard for them to do something because if you think of
yeah.
it in their point of view, it's like, what do you do to satisfy both sides? Because at the end of the day, YouTube isn't
Honestly,
nothing.
they only need to satisfy one side.
Nope, you're wrong.
Like besides the fuck,
You
what was
have
I
to
gonna say?
satisfy the ads, the people who are giving the ads. Because if you don't, you have no ads, and that ruins both sides. And if you don't have any content creators, then you don't have any reasons to put ads on here, so that ruins both sides. It's a balance that they have to find between both.
No, I'm not talking about like companies like
YouTube is just a website where they just put out just ads. There's no actual videos, just ads.
shit.
It's the
No,
ad side.
it's like fucking. I'm not talking about like
Ad apocalypse.
like rightfully copyright strike. Like maybe a company, maybe I made a movie review and I made a movie with Marvel, and then Disney decided to copyright strike me. Like not that, like that will piss me off, but that is not the biggest problem. Like I'm talking about some companies, like they basically have nothing to do with the material that you're using. They make up something of themselves and then saying like, oh, I have the right to claim this part of this video for absolutely no reason. Like the company exists to copyright strike people. That is the part that pisses me off. Like you're just making the money off the system.
I get that, but like there's all that doesn't change my argument where like if YouTube did do a major change to the side of like being able to copyright claim uh content that is yours, the people who give ads will see that as an attack towards them, even though that's not true. And it's a balancing act. You have to know when you can do something.
Wait, actually, I think on PewDiePie, he already said that like Disney and all these major companies are like dropping out ads. Like they're pulling back.
The ad apocalypse too.
Yeah,
2.0.
2.0. Yeah, YouTube is dying. Hell yeah.
It's not.
That's why we're putting this up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, okay,
I just gonna watch movies anyway. Fuck you.
you know how we had this chat of like how do you beat Disney? It's the same chat with how do you beat YouTube. Even if everyone pulls out, the thing is they have Daddy Google to help them somehow pull it back. There's been many people who have tried to beat YouTube or be better than YouTube, and they just failed.
Daddy YouTube.
You have Daddy Google.
Daddy Google. Big Daddy. With
Like,
that big G.
It's not impossible to beat YouTube, but you have to knock them off their horse, and it's not an easy thing. Same thing with Disney. It's like you can't knock them off their horse that easily. It's not impossible, but it's just no one has come out with such a good video platform right off the bat that also has ads, because that's the one of the reasons why no one really leaves YouTube, is because even if you make a new video platform, they wouldn't have ads yet. You have to get the creators to come in, you know, to even start getting those ads and things being put on your content.
What are you talking about? What about TikTok? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just memeing.
The pain.
The pain that is TikTok.
Yeah.
Ironically bringing back Vines.
Okay, the ironic part is good. Like some TikTok memes are actually fucking good, but most of them just cringe. Like 90% of the website is just pure cringe.
I
Little
mean, you could
kids
say the
try-
same thing about
try to
Vine.
quiz. Yeah, Vine is also terrible.
I mean, Vine is dead, but it was the same thing. Like, there was really good ones here and there, but I just think there's no, like, popularity feature. At least, like, kind of how Vine had, where, like, the really good ones surface up.
Okay, the reason I think TikTok is like kind of better than Vine is like the what's the
It's Vine with bullying.
yeah, like you can share screens, like that feature I think is awesome. Like you can bully people and shit. It's hilarious.
Do we want to switch topics? Because I think we got really, I don't know if you can count that really political, but got political there.
Give me a sec. I need to grab some water.
Some agua, some wait.
Okay. I guess I'll ask you this question. Let's see. What's the most important lesson you've ever learned?
Important lesson.
I'll throw mine out, and that was understanding that sometimes you can't help people unless they take the first step. My, like I can go a little deeper into that, where it's like I went through a lot of my life just like trying to help people. It's just my natural like thing to do, help people when I can. But it's like I got to the point where sometimes it was like really hard for me to try to help people because they wouldn't accept that help, and I kept trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying to the point where it was just like, oh, it was death to me. And so like the day I finally understood that you can't help everyone, and you have to let them take the first step before you can do anything. That was probably the biggest like eye opener.
Um, what did I miss?
The question is, most important lesson you ever learned.
Uh, uh,
Got anything, Aaron?
Uh, I could say that. Uh, Probably treat others the way you want to be treated. You know, the golden rule. It's like I've done stuff where it's like, God, I like regret it, and it's like it shouldn't like be like that or act that way, no matter what. So just like try to not have prejudice, and it's like meet people with like blank slate, no matter their like religion or ethnicity or like belief or whatever.
Shut the fuck up.
dude, we should show this should show our podcast to freshmen to let them know what the fuck is going on.
I mean, actually, that the lesson I said, and I don't know if you heard this yet, but it was like the lesson of knowing that you can't help everyone. They have to take the first step. The that lesson is actually really big for me, and it's been big throughout my life because like I remember I was on the bus, and there was this freshman who kept arguing like, oh, they're trying to help someone, they're trying to help someone, they're trying to help someone, and her sister's like, well, you can't really do anything. And I wanted to like chime in, but I didn't. I wanted to chime in and say like, yeah, your sister's right. You can't help anyone if they don't take the first step. You're gonna kill yourself over it, and I can tell you that because I've done that before. Where it's like my happiness depends on being able to help you, and it's not a good place to be.
It's like what you said. You can't polish a shit.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's not true with people because I don't think people are shits. I mean I
No,
think
like sometimes people are just hopeless. Some
yeah,
people are just hopeless.
and that's why I always say they have to take the first step before you can help them. Because if they don't admit they have a problem and you try to tell them they have a
Okay.
problem, they're not going to do
So
anything.
what I will say is just when you're not giving up on yourself, you're not hopeless. As long as you're like trying. Maybe you're bad at what you're doing. As long as you're still trying, there's still hope. But like if you just don't even try, you're just shit. Basically, it's just kind of no one can help you if you're not trying.
I mean, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but my point is sometimes the people just don't realize they have a problem. And sometimes you do need to tell them, like, here's your problem, notice it. But if they don't notice it after that, you can't really do much.
Yeah.
Anyways, what was your most important lesson ever learned?
Me? Oh. There's something that I kind of just figured out by myself a little bit. It's like, life is cruel. It's kind of brutal. Like, at the end, no one really cares sometimes. Like, like nothing is just. Maybe you had a big plan. Maybe you had something laid out for yourself. You think you're going to go somewhere. There's something you want to do. You think everything's going to be turned fine. But when you look back at one point and just like, yep, nothing go according to plan. it was a so free solo all along. Nothing go as what I was thinking. So it's just cruel. It's it's not a the world is not a place full of mercy. Yeah.
I mean, you can throw out more lessons if anyone can think of any. Let's see. Because I know I have a lot of them. Like I've had a lot of like night talks with Zen about these type of stuff, and it just there's a lot of like little epiphanies I get where, you know, like my example of and again both of you know this, but the example of me selling myself short of like deciding just to go to CSN because it was like I didn't try during school even though I could be a pretty good student, but I just didn't care and I don't care.
Yeah.
But like I sold myself really short, and I think that was just probably my biggest issue. I had to stop selling myself short because I never do that. Like that was the only thing in my life that I really did that with, and it was a thing where it's like you have to realize when you're selling yourself short, and you know.
Yeah.
Another important lesson: know your limits. Just because physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. Um, because especially for me physically, I do a lot of dangerous stuff. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's not. It's dangerous. I've climbed trees that are like, 20, 30 meters high, like to the very tip that I can. And the thing is, every single time I sat there and when I did all those things, I knew that like, okay, I can get up and get down this tree without dying. That's the thing. Like just knowing your limits and going a little bit past them, but not so much so that you're gonna guarantee failure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else have another lesson they've learned?
Know your limits, then break them.
I
I
mean,
think I'm good. Like too much lesson. Oh, they'll never learn.
here's a lesson I learned. Don't put your
No, like.
dick in crazy.
Yep. That's a really important lesson. Yep.
Putting your dick in
Definitely.
crazy is just gonna get you stabbed.
Or it's gonna take away your dick.
Oh. Um. Watch Enter the Void when you're drunk or high. I was, yeah, definitely. It'll become a much better movie. Lesson number 2. There you go. Hell yeah.
Okay. So here's a funny. I guess could be funny depending on who you are.
Mm.
But first time you scared your parents.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
First time scaring my mom.
Okay, I'm a little. I was a little shit as a kid. Like I was quiet and reserved as a little kid. Very energetic though. But I'm a little shit because I love scaring people as a kid, and I still do. Like I'm not gonna lie, I still love scaring people, but I do it to a lesser extent than I used to. Like I used to do this thing where I would hide in like a corner or something, and my mother would walk up, and I would like boo, and like she was like oh, and it was great.
Okay. I do that all the time, but this is something that is whole another level. And I did it unintentionally. I didn't do it intentionally, okay? If I did this intentionally, I would be a piece of shit. Um, it is a story like when I was in China, and then I was still like really really young. I was not even like 10. I was like stupid young. I don't remember. Like I was still like I still like shared the same bed with my mom. I used back then, but one day I decided to go hang out with my friend like really late in the night, and I said like, "Mom, I'm gonna go to my friend's house. Is that okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, it'll be fine. Just like uh don't get dangerous or whatever." And it was really late, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna take a key, just in case. Like, what if like when I go home she's asleep?" So I took a key, I hang out with my friend's house, and I come back. I opened the door by myself, and I saw my mom is already asleep, and I don't want to be bothering her, so I slept in my own room, and she didn't know. Like she at the middle of the night, she woke up and she found out there's no one in her bed, and she was scared shitless. Like she was looking in the area like all over the place. At one point, I think she even called the fireman, and then and then finally she got back at home and opened my door, and she's like, "Oh fuck, my son is in her room all the time."
Oof.
Like it was so bad. I I had no idea the entire time. Like I only knew when I woke up. It was like horrible.
Uh, I didn't think you were gonna go that deep. I was looking for funny stories, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's funny too. It's bad and funny in a way.
Aaron, how about you?
Me? It's like always like small little stuff that like scares my mom, especially nowadays. But like the first time, I don't know. It was well, it was probably like just an overreaction to something dumb.
Okay, fine. Here, I'm gonna try to learn the mood. Most embarrassing moment.
I can't think of it. Oh god.
Most embarrassing moment.
Hmm.
Literally all of science will.
I'm trying to think because I know I've had a lot of them. I just can't think of like one that comes out the top of my head. Oh, okay. I don't know if this counts as my most embarrassing moment, but I have a friend. Let's name her Jane. So Jane knows my grandmother. Like Jane's mother knows my grandmother. That's probably the better way of saying it. And so this was back in middle school. So Jane knows my grandmother, and apparently, like I didn't know this at the time, but apparently they went to my grandmother's apartment, and she had this like picture of me when I was like in second, third grade, and it was like a horrible picture, and embarrassing as fucking hell. And you know, her being her, Jane is the type of person of like, if she has something on you, she's not gonna let it go, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she took a picture with it, a picture of my baby picture with her phone. Came to school the next day, and nonstop kept saying, "Oh, look at little baby Dennis," and I was like, "Oh, oh, oh."
Oh, what a piece of shit.
Jane is a great person, but like that's the one thing where I'm like, please stop. She sometimes brings it up still, like at a random time. She'll be like, "Remember little baby Dan?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Oh wait, okay. Dude, this is not embarrassing, but it's something somewhat relatable. It's like really funny. Um, during my sophomore year, I had class with then all those people in first period world history. Yeah, yeah. And then at the end of the year, we have this project that we have to uh, present a historic figure, and I think I picked Columbia, and
Columbus?
yeah, Columbus, and I said fuck in front of the entire class. And then because it's like, okay, you only have 3 minutes, so I was rushing it, and I was like, okay, so Columbia eventually he's just really lucky. The entire class just like laughing, and then the teacher's like, Jet, you can't fucking do that.
Says fuck. Why is
Yeah.
telling you not to say fuck? Oh, just finishing, adding a little bit to my story. One day, cause I found a baby picture of her, and I took a picture of it,
Yeah.
and I got my revenge. Let's just say that. Aaron,
Yeah.
embarrassing moment.
Embarrassing moment. Well, I mean, I already said that thing when, like, I went to go talk to her, and instead of like giving like good criticism or just like complimenting him, like a good,
Hey, good.
a good.
Good. Really good.
What else can I say?
Can I embarrass someone else?
Anytime whenever I'm like talking in like to like anybody like at all, like your boy can't like talk at all.
You mean new people? Because I feel like you can talk to me pretty fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Just like new people, like, hi, person, smack.
Oh, there's this one friend I have where it's just like I have no idea why, but it's just like it just everything's just super awkward. It's just like I've known her for a while now, but it's just like every single time it's like I'm like hi, and just like you ready to work, and he's like yeah, I guess maybe I don't know.
Oof. Can I embarrass someone else?
Sure.
Is that a
I
lot?
mean, like, are you gonna say their name?
Uh, I'll just say girlfriend. Let's do that.
That's funny.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure she's gonna listen to this, so she's gonna hate me, but it's okay.
I
Fight me,
think-
girlfriend. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way, I have a bunch of embarrassing stories of girlfriend,
Yeah.
and I can tell you the first reaction, because she's bad at first impressions, and she still is bad at first impressions. Not all in first impressions, but most of her first impressions usually end off like just being bad ones. But what's it called? So we don't know each other. Like we've just seen each other's faces. We sit. I sat in front of her. She sat behind me, and this was English. And then we had to work with each other because the teacher made us work with each other. And we were working. We were the only group of three because there was a kid who didn't have a partner, so he jumped in. I knew him. I talked to him, and I didn't know girlfriend at the time. So when I was we didn't really talk to her because like I don't know how to talk to her, and I wasn't really paying attention because I really didn't care at that point. I was like, oh whatever, we're doing this stupid thing. And I was talking to Xander, and uh, what's it called? He just kept making sex jokes, and I kept laughing. So girlfriend girlfriend thought it would be a smart thing to do to make a sex joke to get my attention.
Oof.
So, now let me tell you this joke. Literally, there's no context. Literally, like, this is the first words that ever came out of her mouth to me. And it was like, oh, I practice on popsicles. And then she's doing, like, the whole, like, jerking hand motion. And she doesn't end there. It keeps going. She's like, but you guys can practice on pig tacos. And I'm like, I'm laughing, but like I'm kind of confused. I'm like, I haven't heard a word from this girl. And this is the first word she tells me.
She really doesn't give a fuck.
No, she gets so embarrassed every time I tell this story.
Damn. Nice.
That's why I said she can fight me earlier.
Hmm.
But like, there was so many of those. Okay, here's an embarrassing one. Another one from girlfriend. So this girl named Girl wants to get to know my girlfriend. Blah blah. I don't know why, and I don't remember the reason why. But what's it called? They found each other randomly. Like we were walking to our lockers, and they found each other, and I was there next to them, and you guys know my girlfriend. She's pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
what's it
So
called? Leah is shorter than my girlfriend. So
Dang.
this is her first impression. Oh my god, finally, someone who's shorter than me. First words to this girl. And then she just, like, the girl just looks at her like, what the fuck?
That's pretty funny.
A.
Oh. That's one of my favorite stories.
Oof! I'm so happy right now.
Who was it that what was it on you, Jet, that she spilled milk on? Who did she spill milk on?
What?
She spilled milk on someone we know. That's how that was her first impression on someone else.
Wait, your
Girlfriend,
girlfriend
my girlfriend,
spill milk on someone?
someone else, and that's how they first met.
I can't recall. I honestly can't recall.
Anyways, that's the embarrassing stories I have. Does anyone have any embarrassing stories of someone else? Jet, you just nutted.
Oh, yes. Oh, such a big nut.
This is completely random, but I just remembered this because I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
It's kind of unrelated, but this is just a story of me and Aaron when we first started being friends. I remember I was in a call with him, and I said something funny, and he was talking to his mother, and he was holding himself back to not laugh, and he was like, okay, you can't do that. You can't make me laugh in front of my mother, especially when she's serious. So I almost got Aaron in trouble.
You almost gave me the big die.
Big die.
I'm just saying random Aaron stories now because that's the things that are coming to my head. Every time Aaron comes to my house, we like feed him way too much.
I really appreciate that.
Like we give him a lot of food, and then he comes home, like, Mom, I'm full, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, last time I remember, we gave him like 2 bacon wrapped hot dogs. We gave him candy. And what else did we give you? We gave you something else, didn't we?
Yeah.
What was the other thing? It was candy, bacon wrapped hot dogs, and
No idea. But like,
it was 3 things. I remember that. Oh, can you call this embarrassing? Me and Aaron got lost.
After my interview, we just like dipped. And
Yeah.
then after we dipped, we couldn't get back to
Okay, the
You
first
did
part
so
was
many wrong
was
things.
100% my fault, cause like Aaron was driving, and I just forgot to delete him, so he kept just driving in a straight line. And then he mentions it because we're just talking, and then he mentions like, okay, where am I supposed to go? And I'm like, oh shit. Then I get him on the freeway, and then I tell him, take this exit. And I don't know if he just didn't hear me, or he just ignored me, but he like kept going.
half of the times it's like because like I was like way too far to the left to take the lane, the exit. So I'm
No,
like,
but
okay.
I remember one where
But then
you
other
were
times,
like,
yeah, I just like wasn't paying attention.
yeah. I remember a few of them were like you were right at the right, and all it took was like taking a turn. I remember the first one was like me telling you with enough time. I was like, Aaron, take this exit. Just kept driving. And like, what the fuck?
Damn.
And then we ended off in Chinatown.
Ah,
And we were in Summerlin.
I want to go to Chinatown now. I want to eat ramen.
Why
There's
would you
some
want to go to
ramen.
Chinatown? You go to the actual China.
No, if I want to go eat, if I want to eat, go to Japan. Why would I spend my time in China?
Because you go there.
What? Okay, the purpose of going to Chinatown is to eat ramen. Why would I go to a country
No,
that
it's
serves
to
no
eat
good
boba.
ramen?
That's what I do.
What?
I eat boba in Chinatown.
That's all you do?
It's okay, not all I do, but that's the first thing I do.
Why? I will go eat noodles. Like there's so many. Okay, I love soup noodles. Oh, it is my favorite thing. Like ramen and Chinese beef noodle. Oh my god. Oh,
I
Hong
like how
Shang
his
Yang.
Asian came out there for like a second and it was like beef noodle.
Like the beef noodles. Oh, and the spicy soup. Oh my god. So good.
Okay,
Hong
I
Shang
have
Yang.
a couple more
Oh,
questions that are more deeper topics. So I don't know if someone wants to throw something out there before we get into these.
let's talk about the fucking Oscars.
Oh,
I didn't watch them.
I didn't watch them either, but I heard about them because of Jet ranting for like hours.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was mad at almost every category. Oh
I
God.
mean, I was watching Film Riot, and you know who Film Riot is, right, Jet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching Film Riot, and Ryan was said something in like his most recent episode, I think, or like kind of recent episode, where he was like, at the end of the day, the Oscars have become a popularity contest.
Yeah, it's kind of a joke now. But the problem is Oscar is such a big part of the industry. It's basically a part of the business.
Jet,
Because
just start making jets and give them to people for good movies.
yeah, that'd be a great idea. But no, the problem is the reason why I said that is because whoever won Best Picture, the box office will grow about like 10 million or something
No, no, I
at
know.
least. So it just becomes a huge contest for money. They put out they make advertisement for the movies that they get nominated so they can win Best Picture and then make more money. It just
No, I know that like I know it's easy to say like, oh, just stop watching the Oscars. At the end of the day, we give them meaning, but they already have that meaning, and it's really big.
no, I just want to look at the dumpster fire.
I mean, this is just something that I always say, and I've said this to you before. If it bugs you, do something about it. Like make your own award show. Yeah, of
You have
course
to
you're not
get
gonna come out of high school and like make an award show, but like if you really wanted to do something about it, you would do something about it.
oh, dude. Okay. These are the category that kind of triggers me.
The
Every
black category.
Yeah, every fucking award that Black Panther won is like a big no-no to me. I think even won best score.
Yeah, it won best score. It won best
Oh
score
my
and best costume design.
oh my God. Like the costume? Seriously?
Okay, Aaron, I
Seriously?
want your opinion on this. Do you think, because you're more of a music nerd than me and Jet are, uh, do you think that Black Panther had a good music score?
I'd say it was decent, not like best.
Like no, like just give your opinions. Not even just the like. Don't ignore the Oscars. Just give your opinions on like what do you think of the.
That was okay. Obviously, they had some callbacks to obviously African roots, as the whole thing of like Wakanda and freaking the fact that what is it? Oh, I don't remember what it's called, but the style at least, and it's like they also use a lot of black rappers for their what's it called for like their songs to give it like that
Okay.
sort of credibility, but
Oh, dude. Okay.
it was okay.
The reason why I'm so pissed at this category is because the nominee have Isle of Dogs. It is definitely one of the best scores of this year. It is so good. Like I literally listen to it on my phone like all the time. Like that's how much I like the score. And some of the best scores this year, they didn't even get nominated. Like Suspiria, it had the most awesome score ever, but it didn't get nominated. But fine, okay. Isle of Dogs, one of the best scores this year. They just ignored it and gave it to fucking Black Panther, and it's Oh, it makes me feel so sad.
I
I
mean,
hope Dogs didn't want anything.
at the end of the day, we both knew that like the Oscars are pretty much like you pay them to vote for you. So it's like, what do you expect, honestly? Like, why do you expect them to actually be good?
I just expect a little bit more from them. It's just like I hope you guys can be decent human beings, not like, you know, garbage people. Oh, I think it won also won best costume.
Yeah, best costume, which I can semi agree with. Semi.
I would rather give it to the favorite. Oh, the costume is awesome.
I mean, like, I'm not saying it is the best, but I can see why you could think it's the best. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm not as pissed as the score, but still, I don't like
I don't
Black
remember the
Panther.
score of Black Panther, if I'm being honest.
Like, what else did it won?
And I watched Black Panther twice because I watched it in theaters and then I watched it once with my mother at home.
I can't. I can't even watch it second time.
I watched
Wow.
it a second time because like I like watching movies again with my mother, but in Spanish, just to see the how it's different.
Yeah.
But like you know, like I've done that a lot. Like I watched Infinity War in Spanish, which was weird.
Oh, that is actually something I didn't expect. Like the visual effects. Like I thought Infinity War is definitely gonna win, and then it pulled a big surprise on me and it says like First Man, and I was actually happy about.
I don't know. Let's get off this topic because I don't know a lot about the Oscars. I don't watch award shows ever. Like any type of award shows are just not a thing for me because like at the end of the day you give those awards meaning, and I don't want to give them meaning.
I only care about the Oscars basically, because it's the only thing I care about. Movies.
So do we want to jump into a deep topic?
Yeah. How long have you been podcasting so far?
Almost a minute and 40. I mean I'm not a minute. What the fuck? An hour and 37 minutes
Damn.
exactly.
Damn, it's getting pretty long.
Oh, we're trying to hit the 2 hour mark, aren't we?
Yeah, let's hit the 2 hour mark.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to go so dark that like we just come out depressed because there's some of these like could get really dark, like depending on what stories you have.
Damn, why are we so dark?
Okay, there's three questions and I'm gonna let you guys decide. There's first time disappointing your parents, first heartbreak, and where's the last one? Oh no, that was just two. I lied.
Why can't we go some? Why can't we go to the Neverland?
So which ones do you got? Or you want disappointing your parents or first heartbreak?
Well, I mean, I already said first heartbreak.
I mean, you could give a little more, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, let's just talk about first heartbreak, I guess.
Or if
Talk
we
about
get
my
done
parents.
fast enough, we'll do both because we needed something to fill the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron already gave his first heartbreak. It was girl one, girl two story. You can go back and listen to that, even though no one's watching this. But I have to say that.
Yeah, guys, replay it so we can get more views, so we can make money off it.
We need to get like what was it? 4,000 hours of
Hours.
watch time.
We need to get 4,000 hours watch time to get revenue.
Just get
Like,
just get 4,000 people to watch this, and we're good.
no, we don't even need 4,000. We need 2 hours long.
Yeah, but like if we get 4,000 people to watch it all at the same time, we get the ads immediately.
For 4,000 more.
Okay, let's see. First heartbreak?
Yeah.
God. Okay, I I'm gonna say this. I think every heartbreak before the one I'm gonna about to talk about wasn't true because I know how much this one hurt, and I'm gonna go into it. So both of you know that me and girlfriend separated for a while because of reasons that you both know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
Uh, so I at the end of the day I put the breakup onto her hands because we talked about it, blah blah blah, and I said it's gonna be your choice because I knew I couldn't ever bring myself to do it, at least not that soon. So and I didn't think that she could either. So that's why I was like, here's the ball, and I assumed that it was just not gonna happen. Oh boy, I was wrong.
Oh.
I remember because I told her like, we got to the point where it was like if she said yes, that meant it's over. If she said no, then that means we keep going. And I asked her, what is your response? And I was expecting a no. But the second the word yes came out of her mouth, oh
You're like, what?
man,
You're like,
like
wait, that wasn't supposed to happen.
like
Yeah.
getting genuinely serious for a second. I I broke down that instant. Like the instant I heard those words and they reached my ears, I couldn't help it but just to like completely break down. It's one of those movie moments, like the cinematic moments in people's lives where it feels completely like a movie moment, and it would be like that scene where like the camera's a close up of me, just me like bawling and boogers coming out of my face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like that hurt. I the best way I can explain it is someone grabbed my heart, shattered it, then fixed it again, just to shatter it again, then just fucking nuked it, and it's gone. It's gone. I don't have a heart anymore.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like I'm so fucked up sometimes.
Are you gonna tell the story of? I can't say names. You know who?
Um, Not her, since she's not the first time.
Okay.
And it's not really a heartbreaking with her since like nothing really bad happens. It's just pretty sad. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm pretty fucked up. Like whenever I watch movies, I can never cry. Like whenever people is like, "Hey, here's this movie that is so emotional. Go watch it." And I watched it and nothing happened to me every time. So I feel like maybe I'm dead inside. Uh, it basically relates nothing to the story I'm to tell, but just like get something out there. This is probably why I'm dead inside. Oh, when is it? I think it was end of freshman year, if I believe so. This girl showed up to
Cool.
our school, and then she was
Okay,
really
Jet. Should you be saying our high school name? Is that a thing you should be saying? I think I'm gonna have
uh
to bleep that out.
okay. So this person just showed up to our high school, right? And she's a really cute girl, and she's Chinese. And then so we both speak Chinese. So it's like, hey, yeah, hi, how, so much fun. And then I really liked her. Um, I think she's really special. But the problem is she had a long distance relationship with her boyfriend back in China. So I was like, oh, nothing's gonna happen here. I don't really care since she already have a boyfriend. So I shouldn't even think about it. But at during sophomore year, she broke up with her long distance relationship boyfriend. So I was like, yeah, this is probably my chance to find some happiness in my life, right? So I go for her, but at the same time, sophomore year, a new student got transferred into our school, which is also Chinese and a boy. And then we formed just kind of like a
Trio.
goddamn trio, like a triangle. Shit is like really bad. And
Okay,
then
got it. So you liked the girl liked the guy, and the guy liked you.
what the fuck? No, 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 no. Like like she didn't really know like who she liked, but I was like really good friends with the guy. So um, even though eventually they got together, like I was like,
Proud, happy.
it'll be I'll be like, I'll be fine since I like the guy. He's a really nice dude, and we're still friends. We'll be cool. We'll be cool. Even though even though I break down, I was crying and I was like really sad, but I didn't have anyone to blame. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. So that is not the heartbreaking moment. It's whatever happens next. It's the fact at one point those two break up. You know, those two break up.
And then you're like, it's my time.
No, I didn't. The problem is I didn't because I don't want to be like the guy who picks what's like someone else's.
No,
Like,
no, I know. I'm just trying to make jokes to lighten the mood a little.
yeah, I know. Just like, oh, like they just broke up. If I get in there, it might be like I'm taking advantage of someone. They're like probably pretty bad, so I didn't do anything about it. The problem is she approached me. Like she shows like really obvious affection to me, and I was like, wow, like this might be the time like I can get with her. Like this might be good. So we get really close. We basically did everything together for like a couple months. Like everything was really nice. Everything was wonderful. It was like heaven. But every time I try to say like maybe we should get together or whatever, she always keeps saying no because I never had like a real relationship before. And she's always thinking like, oh, I'm taking advantage of me. Like she's taking advantage of me. Even though I'm the one who's like asking out.
It's because you have the dick, so you can't take advantage.
You know? And I was just like, oh god, like, come on, please. But eventually we just didn't happen. But the problem is during the time, like we're really close, she secretly got back together with the guy,
Oh, oh,
with the previous guy. Ah,
oh.
and the problem is she didn't even tell me. Like, she didn't even fucking tell me. If she told me, it won't be as bad.
This
But
explains why you understand Aaron.
yeah, like she fucking lied to me, lied to my goddamn face, every single day. You know,
You are her bitch.
like she fucking lied to me, and I can't play cool anymore. I was fucking pissed. You know, I was so sad. That day, I went back home. I smashed my phone on the floor, but my floor was like carpet, so it bounced and then hit the wall. And there's a dent on my wall. I can see it right now. It's a fucking dent on my wall because of my phone. Like I was so mad. I punched the wall like for like so many times. I remember my hand was like low key bleeding. Oh god, it was horrible. I was like so mad.
And then we already heard Aaron's, so
Yeah.
okay. We still have 10 minutes to fill.
It's like a mission.
Okay. Uh, I'm just gonna change this to disappointing your parents. Like not the first time, it could be any time.
Damn, why do we have to be so fucking dark, dude?
Um, for me, a lot of the disappointments with my mother, which I hate disappointing her, because she's the only parent I truly have. It's usually due to misunderstandings,
Mm-hmm.
or like, for me just like getting mad or something, and she sees it as disrespect, but it's me like just like getting upset and it's okay type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really give you like a specific story because there's no true time where like I 100% disappointed her in the sense of like once the misunderstandings were cleared up. I technically truly haven't disappointed her, but I have moments where like she was disappointed in me at the time. None of those feelings are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Good talk.
Oh,
Oh.
Anyone gonna throw in their 2 cents?
damn. Why do we have to go down this route?
I'll think of a lighthearted question to end it off, so we don't end off with people wanting to kill themselves. But tell your stories, and I'll think of a question.
You can't kill yourself if you're dead.
Oh, who's stupider? The one who's trying to kill himself, or the guy who's killed that is trying to kill himself?
Shut the fuck
Oh
up.
wait, you broke out. You wait. What did you say? The guy who's trying to kill himself or what?
Like, who is stupider? The guy who's trying to kill himself, or the person who is trying to kill the guy who is trying to kill?
Probably the guy who's what's it called? Trying to kill himself.
Oh god.
Is anyone gonna tell a story? No? Okay.
That's so tough.
Yeah, it's so tough. There's so much shit, you know?
Okay, I guess I'll just change the topic.
Yeah.
How was today? Like, I thought today was pretty fun. I know we all hung out together, but like, let's talk about it.
It was fun. It was awesome.
Great story. Yeah, 100% good story. Pod right there.
No, like Kendra is like fucking. Oh shit! Should I say her name?
No, you should not.
I gotta bleep that out
Okay.
now.
Okay, it's just this person. You guys know who I'm talking about. Like, she was trying to challenge me with badminton.
Can I say I would go for a full challenge between like you, but I don't care because it's like it's more about like playing with the people in the center because like if we went full on like I promise you that birdie won't fall for like a good chunk of time and that's kind of boring for the people who are nets.
Yeah. Well, I for a long time I just didn't use my full power. I didn't use my shaggy power.
It's not even
I
it's not even like full power for me because like I don't hit the birdie hard when I usually play. I actually play like how you're supposed to play the game because it's not a game of like strength. It's a game of patience and knowing how to hit the birdie and when to hit the birdie and all that stuff.
like there are points I just basically hit like birdies really really high so people can like get the ball so can get people starting rotating.
Yeah, because
You
it's
know?
like I don't try it really hard in that game because like when we play that version of the game because actually I should probably explain the version of the game. So we play a weird version of the game where it's like we have four people who have rackets who play badminton kind of like normally, quote unquote. And then we have people in the middle who are nets. And it's pretty much monkey in the middle with badminton. So if the person catches the birdie, you switch out, and if they get hit by the birdie, you switch out. But anyways, going on. It would be really boring if it was just like, let's say, me and you just hitting it back and forth.
Yeah,
So it's like
because
I
it
don't
was
try.
happening between me and her like for a while. So I was trying really desperately to like get me and her in one team, like
Yeah,
on one side, but it never happened.
but you guys did get out, so it helped.
Yeah, I try like hit it really high so people can like get it.
I mean, I just enjoyed today. It was fun. Like
Yeah, it was
we did the flower, we did the badminton. Badminton is fucking amazing.
yeah. Oh, I promise her I'll bring all my sketchbook tomorrow. Damn. My backpack tomorrow is gonna be so heavy.
I just like playing badminton because it's stupid. It's just such a stupid fun game.
Yeah, next week I'll bring my racket too, and my ball, and my birdie. Yeah, yeah.
Um, Anything else to add? Oh, okay. I guess I'll tell you guys a story after. So, I was going home. I got on the bus, and I was gonna miss my second bus. But when I'm lazy and I don't want to wait, I mean that's not really lazy. It's more like I just don't want to wait. I just start walking from the second bus, like where I get off at an earlier stop instead of getting off at the terminal to get the second bus. So I just got off at the earlier stop and walked all the way home. But like, I was tired, after what we did today, because like I exerted a lot of energy jumping around and doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
especially because this man is insane. But I don't know what came over me, but I was like, I was walking and I'm like, I want to run all the way home, and this is a 30-minute walk.
Oh my god, you're so stupid.
Facts. Anyways,
Like, what the fuck?
so I was looking at the street. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna run, and I just started running. I got home pretty fast.
I got home pretty fast.
I think because it's a 30-minute walk. I got home in like about 15 minutes, so I cut the time in half.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. I'm like exhausted. Like my legs right now are dead.
Yeah.
Try me.
Though
Dude, when
I
I
still
got
have a
home, I
lot of
just
energy.
passed out.
a lot of energy. Naked never runs out of energy. Anyways, she passed out.
Yeah, I just dropped my cell phone and passed out.
I did that yesterday because I was talking to Zen until like 11:30, and what's it called? I was just too lazy to get up. Like I knew that I had to charge my phone and it was right next to me, but I was like, no, because I have a thing where like I don't want to use my phone constantly. I think it's an addiction at that point, and I'm pretty good at like not using my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it like across the room. Like the charger is across the room, so if I want to get up and use it in the middle of the night, I have to actually get up and use it. It won't be like, oh, I can't sleep, grab phone and don't sleep the rest of the night.
Damn.
So like I didn't want to get up to go charge my phone. So I just threw it to the side of the bed and then like fell asleep, and like I fell asleep so fast. It was like 2 seconds it took me to fall asleep. It's great.
Okay. This is totally off topic, like it's going back to the topic talking before. But I just found out Black Panther also won Best Production Design.
The fuck does that even mean?
Ah! No, it's like the sets. It's like all
Oh.
the sets.
I mean, I don't fully agree with that, but they were probably really intricate to make.
I'm gonna die! Oh my god.
Jet, you sound like you have a dick behind your throat.
This world sucks. It should have given it to favorite. This year's best picture should have given it to favorite. I hate my life now.
Man, I didn't want to edit this one. Now I have to
Yeah.
edit it because we said names. And you said our school. Like motherfucker.
Okay. Do you want me to say it again?
At this point, I would just cut out the outro. I think at the point of watching a 2-hour fucking thing over and over again, I would just like, fuck it, just cut out everything. Just don't post it.
Okay. Dude. now we're just gonna put this damn thing on Spotify so everyone can just listen to it.
Don't we have to make an account? I don't want to make a Spotify account. I fucking hate Spotify.
Why do you hate Spotify?
Because it fucked me in the ass sideways.
How?
Okay, so
There's no hole.
I had Spotify Premium,
Wow.
and what's it called? So I had Spotify Premium. I had all my music saved, downloaded, blah blah blah, this and that. I had a shit ton of playlists, and then for like a week straight, I couldn't log in. Like I didn't know why, and no matter what I did to try to get into my account, I couldn't. So after that week, I thought like maybe Spotify is having some problems, so whatever. So like for that whole week, I didn't listen to music. Then after that week, I got tired of it, and I was like, okay, let me contact Spotify. So I contacted Spotify, and then they told me they deactivated my account. I'm like,
Oof.
why? And they were like, you charged back one of the payments, and I'm like, I'm looking through my card, the card that I pay with, and there's no chargebacks. And they said I did a chargeback in August, and which makes no sense because they took a payment out of me in September. So it's like, what the fuck? And I checked my whole payment history, like, that I paid them and everything. And then they told me, oh, no, it's a different card. And I'm like, no, it's not. I've only had 2 cards on this account. And I told you both of them. Which one, what do you want from me? And they kept saying, well, you have to talk to your bank. And I'm like, there's no evidence of this in my bank account, in either of them. So how do you want me to fix this? And they're like, I don't know, just contact your bank. And I just got mad and I was like, okay, just cancel my premium, bye. And then
Goodbye, beach.
I got YouTube Red, well, YouTube Premium now. And honestly, I can say this, because YouTube Premium comes with YouTube Music. I can say this, I love it 100%. Because one thing I hated about Spotify, even before they fucked me in the ass sideways, is that, like, whenever I played a song or tried to discover more songs, it usually was wrong about my taste. Like, my taste in music. But YouTube Music, there's like this thing called my YouTube Music Mix or something like that. You click on it and it pretty much, out of all of your, the music you've downloaded and all that stuff and blah blah blah, and the music you've listened to, it makes a playlist for you of things you like, or it thinks that you would like. I can tell you I've never skipped a song in that playlist.
I just use my Chinese apps. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but China has no copyright law, so you can fuck everything in the ass.
Dude, it's much cheaper than fucking Spotify.
I don't even care because I get YouTube Premium, which gets me no ads on YouTube. Oh, you're doing the Naruto thing. Anyone want to add a few other things? We're at the end of the podcast. We're at 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Pussy.
Every episode, Jet has to say like one.
Yes.
I just need a soundbite of like that, and then like a soundboard.
Yeah.
And then you just.
And then you have to make a song of him just saying pussy.
Oh no.
That's the intro music. It's just like a remix of him saying pussy.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
We'll just get Jet to say it in every note possible for the human voice.
Pussy.
And then you'll make a song.
Time to download the Jet VST.
The song is called Pussy.
Anyone want to throw in a couple last topics, closing words?
I want to rewatch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Same.
Amazing movie.
I'm gonna jump back to the lessons thing. Just whenever you learn a lesson, take it. Don't be stupid and never learn from. I'm saying this like someone's gonna listen to this, but they're not.
Yeah. Like we're so full of ourselves.
Like, we're gonna get one view, and that view is gonna be Jet.
Yeah.
What about me?
Jet is the only one who viewed the last one.
What do you mean? There was 8 views on the last one.
When I checked the analytics, to be fair, I checked the analytics like pretty like the day after. It was literally the chart was 0 and then like a bump up because Jet watched it. And then I'm pretty sure Jet is the one who clicked on it the other 6 times besides you.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
I don't give it a view because when I watch this, I watch the raw file.
So it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Just get another account.
Jad
know what?
Podcast watches the Jad Podcast.
You know what? I'm gonna create 10 more accounts and just play the same podcast over and over. I'm the best.
Oh man. God, I don't want to edit this one. It's a 2-hour video. Fuck.
Edit it.
Fuck you.
Even better, you let Jet edit. Or even
Just
better,
do it.
you let me edit. Because out of all three of us, I'm the worst editor.
Just do it, baby.
I mean, for you at least, like I know you would take your time with it because you don't know what you're doing, so you would have to take your time with it. With Jet, I feel like he would skip all the parts he needs to censor.
No, I'm just gonna censor everything I don't need to censor and leave everything I need.
And then I also don't want him to censor his stories. Like, I'm pretty impartial when it comes to like people knowing whatever the hell they know about me.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Justine. Anyways, we haven't figured out an intro, not an intro, an outro for this. So,
Do we even have an intro?
the intro is
Pussy.
hello and welcome to the Jad Podcast. And
No,
today
the intro is me, pussy.
Oh, if this podcast ever becomes a thing, it's not because of Jet.
Pussy.
It's
Like-
just Jet. Over and over again.
Like you know those scandals where like, someone says something ridiculous and then they get exposed or whatnot.
Black for it.
Yeah, that's gonna be us in this podcast. It's just gonna be like, oh, they're sexist because the Asian just doesn't stop saying pussy. Anyways, that's the podcast. Signing out.